This video will explain the trade based on absolute cost advantage theory by Adam Smith. You know that this is one of the foremost theories of international trade, and this theory is very important for the building up of further theories in international trade. Adam Smith was the first economist who stood for global trade or international trade. You know that quite different from the opinions of mercantilists. Adam Smith says that by engaging in trade, both countries or trade partners can gain. But the mercantilists say that when two countries engaging in trade, one country will benefit at the cost of the other country. But Adam Smith says that when two countries engage in trade, both countries will benefit from the trade. So according to Adam Smith, trade between two nations is based on absolute advantage. What is absolute advantage? When one nation is more efficient than another nation in the production of one commodity, but is less efficient than the other nation in the production of second commodity, then both nations can gain by each specializing in the production of the commodity of its absolute advantage and exchanging the part of its output with the other nation for the commodity of its absolute disadvantage. What does it mean? It means when one nation is more efficient in the production of one commodity, then that nation can have absolute advantage in the production of that commodity. So if nation 1 produces commodity X, suppose that if nation 1 produces commodity X at a less cost, then nation 1 is said to have an absolute advantage in the production of commodity X. Whereas if nation 2 produces commodity Y more efficiently or at less cost, then you can say that nation 2 has an absolute advantage in the production of commodity Y. So if a nation is more efficient in the production of a particular commodity compared to the another commodity or compared to the other commodities, then you can say that the nation has an absolute advantage in the production of that particular commodity. So when can a nation have absolute advantage in the production of a commodity? So when a nation is more efficient in the production of a particular commodity, then that nation can have, or that nation is said to have an absolute advantage in the production of that commodity. Take two countries, India and UK, United Kingdom, and take two commodities, X and Y. If India is able to produce X more efficiently than Y, then you can say that in the production of commodity X, India has an absolute advantage. Whereas if UK is able to produce commodity Y more efficiently, then you can say that in the production of commodity Y, UK has an absolute advantage. So this is the meaning of absolute advantage. And the theory says that under these circumstances, India should specialize in the production of X because X is the commodity of absolute advantage as far as India is concerned. But Y is the commodity of absolute advantage in the case of the UK. So therefore, UK should specialize in the production of Y and India should specialize in the production of X. Now, we will explain in detail how these things can happen. By this process, resources are utilized in the most efficient way and the output of both commodities will rise. So if you produce on the basis of this absolute cost advantage, then Adam Smith says that resources in the economy will be fully utilized. And this will lead to an increase in not only the output of a particular country, but this will lead to an increase in the global output. So simply he says that this increase in the output of both commodities, that means X and Y, measures the gain from specialization in production available to be divided between the two nations through trade. So the gain from trade is measured by the increase in output arising out of production on the basis of absolute cost advantage. So through this process, resources will be utilized in a more efficient way and output of both commodities will rise. For example, because of climatic conditions, let us suppose that Canada is more efficient in the production of wheat, but less efficient or inefficient in the production of banana. So Canada is more efficient in the production of wheat and inefficient in the production of banana. Take another country, Nicaragua, which is more efficient in the production of banana, but less efficient in the production of wheat. So you can conclude that Canada has an absolute advantage. Canada has an absolute advantage in the production or cultivation of wheat, but it has an absolute disadvantage in the production of banana. So Canada is able to produce wheat more efficiently. So we say that Canada has an absolute advantage in the production of wheat, whereas Canada is less efficient in the production of banana. So we say that Canada has an absolute disadvantage in the production of banana. And Nicaragua is more efficient in the production of banana. So we say that Nicaragua has an absolute advantage in the production of banana, whereas Nicaragua has an absolute disadvantage in the production of wheat, because Nicaragua is less efficient in the production of wheat. Under these circumstances, both nations would benefit if each specialized in the production of the commodity of its absolute advantage. So if each nation specializes in the production of commodity of its absolute advantage, then both nations will benefit. Canada would specialize in the production of wheat. So in this example, Canada will specialize in the production of wheat, and Nicaragua will specialize in the production of banana. And both countries then can exchange these commodities. Through that, they can increase welfare, they can increase volume of trade, they can increase production in the world, or in both countries, production can be increased, and that will lead to increase in the production in the world. So therefore, simply speaking, the idea is that each country should specialize in the production of its absolute advantage. Thus, while the mercantilists believed that one nation could gain only at the expense of another and advocated strict government control of all economic activity and trade, Adam Smith believed that all nations would gain from trade and strongly advocated a policy of laissez-faire. So this is a basic difference between, so this paragraph explains the difference between mercantilist and the Smithian view. So what did mercantilists say? Mercantilists say that one nation can gain only at the expense of another nation. So if two countries engage in trade, one nation will gain and the other nation will lose. So therefore, mercantilists advocated strict government control of all economic activity. But Smith, on the other hand, says that all nations would gain from trade. Not only one nation will gain from trade, but all nations will gain from trade, according to Adam Smith. Therefore, he recommended a policy of laissez-faire, no control, a little control over economic activity. So what's the opinion of Adam Smith? He says free trade would cause world resources to be utilized more efficiently and would maximize world welfare. So world trade will use resources optimally, maximum use of the resources will be possible, and this will maximize world welfare. Let us look at an example to illustrate absolute advantage. Take two countries, US and UK. So therefore, we have two countries, US and UK, United States and United Kingdom. Let us suppose that these two nations produce two commodities, wheat and cloth. So they produce wheat and cloth. So two commodities, we have two commodities and two nations, 2 into 2 model. Two commodities, US and UK, two nations. Two commodities, wheat and cloth, two nations, US and UK. This table shows that 1 hour of labor. So here we take 1 hour of labor as the input. 1 hour of labor as the input. So 1 hour of labor produces 6 units of wheat in US and 4 units of cloth in US. The same 1 hour of labor produces 1 unit of wheat in UK, whereas 5 units of cloth in UK. So see here, in US, wheat production is high. Wheat production is high in US. You can see in US, wheat production is high compared to the UK. And in UK, cloth production is high compared to US. So 1 hour of labor produces 6 units of wheat in US, but 1 unit of cloth in UK. Therefore, you can say that US has an absolute advantage in the production of wheat. Because in US, 1 hour of labor produces just 4 units of cloth. So therefore, US has an absolute advantage in the production of wheat. So see, in the case of the UK, 1 hour of labor produces 5 units of cloth, but 1 unit of wheat. So compared to wheat, you can say that UK has an absolute advantage in the production of cloth. So here, table shows that 1 hour of labor time produces 6 bushels of wheat in United Kingdom, but only 1 in United States, but only 1 in United Kingdom. On the other hand, 1 hour of labor time produces 5 yards of cloth in the United Kingdom, but only 4 yards of cloth in United States. Thus, the United States is more efficient than or has an absolute advantage over United Kingdom in the production of wheat. So US has absolute advantage in the production of wheat, whereas United Kingdom is more efficient than or has an absolute advantage in the production of cloth. So United Kingdom has an absolute advantage in the production of cloth. With trade, the United States will specialize or would specialize in the production of wheat and exchange a part of it for British. The opposite is true for United Kingdom. So in trade, what happens? United States will specialize in the production of wheat and UK will specialize in the production of cloth. See here. Now, let us consider an exchange rate, international exchange rate of 6 wheat equal to 6 cloth. So now we are going to explain the gain from trade. Let us suppose that the international exchange rate is this. 6 wheat will be exchanged for 6 cloth. Then what happens? So this is the international exchange rate. Now we will take what is called the domestic exchange rate. Domestic exchange rate here is in US, domestic exchange rate is 6 wheat equal to 4 cloth. And in UK, in domestic exchange rate is 1 wheat is equal to 5 cloth. 5 cloth. Okay. So you can now see that this is the domestic exchange rate and this is the international exchange rate. Let's suppose that both nations are going to exchange their commodities at this rate in the international market. whereas their domestic exchange rate stands like this. In US, by giving 6 wheat, a person will get 4 cloth. In UK, by giving 1 wheat, a person will get 5 cloth. This is the domestic exchange rate. So therefore, now consider if the United States exchanged 6 bushels of wheat for 6 yards, this one, the United States gained 2C. See here in domestic exchange rate, by giving 6 wheat, United States will get only 4C. But here United States is getting 6C. So it is advantageous for the United States because they are getting 2C more. That is what it is written here, 2Z more. 2Z more simply means half labor or 30 minutes they are saving, because for the production of 4 units cloth, they need 1 hour of labor. So if they get 2 clothes additional from the United States, it is equal to saying that they are saving. United Kingdom is saving, means half labor. So if the United States exchanges 6 bushels of wheat for 6 yards of cloth, the United States gains 2Z. 2Z more, 2 cloth more, United States is getting. Similarly, the 6 wheat that the United Kingdom receives, suppose that United Kingdom gets this 6 wheat. 6 wheat means 6 units of labor, because for the production of 1 unit of wheat, UK needs 1 labor. And if UK gets 6 units of wheat, it is equal to 6 units of labor in UK. Similarly, 6 wheat that the United Kingdom receives from the United States is equal to, or would require 6 hours of labor time to produce wheat in the United Kingdom. These same 6 hours can produce 30 cloth in the United Kingdom. So in United Kingdom, by using 1 labor, you can produce 5 units of cloth. That means from this 6 unit of wheat that United Kingdom is getting from the United States, then using that labor, 6 unit of labor, United Kingdom can produce 30 units of cloth. And from these 30 units of cloth, they have to give 6 units of cloth to the US. The remaining 24 units of cloth can be taken by the United Kingdom. So it is very gainful for the United Kingdom because United Kingdom will get 24 units of cloth. I think you have got the idea, because here 6 units of wheat that United Kingdom gets is equal to 6 units of labor. 6 units of wheat is equal to 6 units of labor in United Kingdom. Why? Because in United Kingdom, 1 unit of labor produces 1 unit of wheat. That means when it gets 6 units of wheat, you can say that United Kingdom is getting 6 units of labor. Let us suppose that UK or United Kingdom is using 6 units of labor for the production of cloth. By doing so, United Kingdom can produce 30 cloths. How is it possible? Because by using 1 labor, United Kingdom produces 5 units of cloth. Then by using 6 units of labor, United Kingdom will produce 30 units of cloths. From this 30 units of cloth, United Kingdom is giving 6 units of cloth to US. 6 and rest 24 units of cloth United Kingdom can take, or United Kingdom will have 24 units of cloth. That means it is very beneficial for the United Kingdom also. See, the trade is useful for both US and the United Kingdom at the same time. Now we will explain a went-for surplus. What is went-for surplus? This is a very famous theory. An interesting aspect of Smith's analysis of trade has been his vent for surplus doctrine. According to him, the surplus of production in a country over what it can be absorbed domestic in the market can be disposed of in the foreign exchange market. See here, take the example of UK. Now, we will say that after trade, UK will have 30 units of cloth. 30 units of cloth. That means UK has more clothes. So the excess cloth, UK now can export it to US. The old UK people will not demand this 30 cloth. So what is excess overconsumption in United Kingdom? In the case of cloth, that can be exported to United States. Similarly, what United States produces in excess of what the people of United States consume, and that can be exported to United Kingdom. That means trade is giving a way to sell the surplus in the other country. So US can sell its surplus in UK. Similarly, UK can sell its surplus in US. That means trade provides a vent for surplus, a way out for surplus, an opportunity to sell the surplus in the other country. So this is simply speaking the vent for surplus. So according to Adam Smith, the surplus of production in a country over what it can be absorbed in the domestic market can be disposed of in the foreign market. It implies that the international specialization is an integral part of the development process. It also implies that foreign trade results in the fullest utilization of the idle resources. What are the criticisms against this theory? This theory assumes that each country has an absolute advantage in the production of a specific commodity. This assumption may not hold true in the case of all commodities and countries, because we know that some countries don't have absolute advantage in the production of any commodity. So for this theory to be successful, a particular country must have an advantage in the production of at least one commodity. But we have countries having no absolute advantage in the production of any commodity. So in the case of such countries, the theory will not hold good. Second, the absolute cost advantage theory does not explore the factors influencing trade. So what factors influence trade? This theory just says the advantage from trade. When two countries engage in trade, what will be the advantage? How both countries will gain from the trade. This aspect is explained by the theory. But the theory does not explain what is the real factor influencing trade. The vent for surplus theory has serious adverse repercussions on the growth process of backward countries. So if you completely follow this vent for surplus theory, it is said to have certain kind of adverse or repercussions on the growth of the backward countries. This we will take up for discussion in the forthcoming videos on international trade. You just keep in mind that these are the three important criticisms leveled against the comparative cost advantage theories. So in this video, we have explained the comparative cost advantage theory with a numerical example. So this is a very important development because this actually criticizes the mercantilist theory and says that international trade is beneficial for all countries. All countries mean all trade partners in the world. So with this, we finish this video.